Hi, I'm Scott with biblestudying.net, and we've been talking about atheism versus theism. Does God exist? And we've been looking at our current understanding of science and applying a logical analysis to see what it tells us about the existence of God. And so far we've learned that it's, everybody pretty much knows this, that scientific theory teaches us that the universe had a beginning. And from that follows that the universe had a cause. Everything we see in the universe around us has a cause. The universe itself is merely a collection of all these events or effects with causes. And so we have to explain the universe itself in terms of what we already know as we observe instances or effects or particular phenomena within the universe. And that is then, therefore, that the universe itself has a cause. So this is very logical, very scientific. Events, phenomena need causes. So this leads us to our third question about the cause of the universe itself. And so we have a couple of options here. One obvious fact is that the universe does exist. In order for the universe to exist, there had to be something sufficient to cause it. Now, the options here are either that there is a long series of causes between the universe and whatever initially existed in an eternal or timeless sense that eventually led to the universe coming into existence, or the universe is immediately preceded by an eternal cause. Either way, at the beginning, there's an eternal uncaused cause that itself does not require further explanation or have a beginning that requires a cause. So the only question that we really have here, the only move we have, is to question whether or not the cause, this eternal cause, is immediately preceding the universe or is disconnected from the universe through a larger series of causes. This is basically part and parcel of the common cosmological argument. The issue here is simply from Occam's razor. Again, we cannot assume the existence of things beyond what is simply necessary to explain the phenomena that we're discussing. Through cosmology, we're discussing the universe as a whole, a set of phenomena. And so the cause of the universe, what do we know about it? Well, we have to assume the simplest case. We don't need multiple causes. We don't need a series of causes. We only need one cause to explain how the universe came into being. And so we're simply going to assume one cause. And we're going to place that cause immediately before the existence of the universe. That's the simplest hypothesis. There's nothing scientifically problematic about this. Science has no problem with hypothesizing the existence of things that exist eternally. As we talked about before, the steady state theory itself from the 20th century posited that the universe itself had no beginning and was eternal. So we know that's not true. We know the universe actually had a beginning, and therefore this requires an explanation. It requires a cause. We only need one cause to explain why the universe exists. That's the simplest explanation. Therefore we assume a single cause, and that cause is eternal or didn't have a beginning, it didn't have a cause. One other thing we have to note about that is that since the universe didn't cause itself, the cause of the universe is distinct from, maybe outside or independent, we might say, of the universe. This is different or distinct from pantheism, which holds that the cause of the universe, or the universe is itself its cause, or that they're one and the same or indistinct, or that God is indistinct from the universe. Here we have from science and logic that the cause of the universe must be distinct from the universe because the universe couldn't have caused itself. So that's sort of where we end up with this basic scientific and logical conclusion that necessitates the assumption of a single eternal cause that immediately precedes and is distinct from the universe. So there's no reason to dispute these things scientifically. Even at this point, we haven't arrived at proving theism or that God exists. We've simply proven that it is science and logic demand that there is a cause for the universe that is eternal, and that we need to assume that this cause immediately precedes the universe and is distinct from the universe. Very simple. There's no reason to reject that whatsoever. Scientifically or logically, there's no rational problems. It's not contrary to science. Why would someone reject that? What would be the logical or scientific objection to it? There isn't one. It would be based upon some prejudice or personal bias, perhaps, maybe, to go the other way. But we still haven't arrived at the existence of God. The thing that pushes this issue into a question of theism is the question of whether or not the cause of the universe is intelligent or not. If the cause of the universe is unintelligent, which at this point, as far as we've covered, it could be some natural law, it could be some algorithm, some force, mathematical force of some kind, some sort of energy that's unintelligent. And if that's the case, then we really haven't arrived at monotheism or any form of theism which holds to a personal God. And that's what we're investigating in this study. And so we want to turn the page to that issue. What do we know? Do we know anything scientifically and logically that would tell us whether or not the cause of the universe is intelligent or is unintelligent? And there are a couple of things actually that are ready and available for us to discuss here. We're going to talk about the first one, and then we'll get into the second one in our next segment, I think. We know certain things about unintelligent causes versus intelligent causes. Unintelligent causes, like computer programs, have certain results that they produce automatically whenever certain conditions are met. In other words, the result or the effect immediately or automatically will follow provided certain causes or conditions. In the case of the universe and its cause, the condition that is necessary in order to produce the universe is the first cause, whatever we might decide it is itself. And so if the first cause is eternal, which we have to assume it is, at this point something eternal must exist. It's not the universe. We don't need to make assumptions about how many extra eternal things there are. We only need one. So the cause of the universe is eternal. If it were unintelligent, it would have automatically or by necessity brought the universe into existence. However, we know that the universe itself is not eternal. It had a beginning a finite amount of time ago. This means that the cause of the universe, which is eternal, did not bring the universe into existence simply because the cause existed, simply because the conditions were met. The universe did not necessarily or automatically result because the cause of the universe itself existed. This tells us that it is very strong implications that the universe was caused by an intelligent cause, which had the ability to choose to bring the universe into existence, not by necessity, not because it existed and therefore produced the universe automatically, but by choice or by some sort of selection to bring the universe into existence at a particular point in the finite past. So that's the first proof that shows us that we have really strong logical reasons to conclude, and scientific as well from our experience of unintelligent and intelligent causes, that the universe, whatever caused the universe, must have been intelligent and had the ability to bring the universe into existence at a particular point. So that's our first proof. We'll get into the next set of proofs in just a second in our next segment.